What's up, guys? Coach Nate with another episode of Steel Strength Radio. Thanks for tuning in today. So we're going to be talking about the fat loss recipe. So with any good recipe, you have to have all the ingredients and in the right amounts. If you don't get the end product. And sometimes if you're missing a key ingredient, or you have way too much or way too little of a certain ingredient, you end up with something totally different, super nasty when you were going for something delicious. And so we are going for something awesome here, the fat loss recipe. So these are the three main components that we look at. Now, are there other things that matter like hydration and sleep and reducing stress? Absolutely. But those are more secondary things. Okay, they're very important, but they're more secondary things. These are your main movers, if you will, the main things that are going to make the biggest difference in your body composition. So the first is strength training. The second is nutrition. The third is cardio / getting your steps in. Okay, so let's dive into each one. Let's talk about strength training. We're going to talk about why we are doing it. Okay, so we strength train with the goal in mind of building strength and muscle. A mistake that a lot of people make is thinking that the goal of your strength training workouts is to burn more calories, burn fat. That will happen indirectly. That is an indirect benefit of strength training, but it's not why we strength train. So we strength train to build strength and muscle. So when you're in the gym, even if your goal, or even especially if your goal is fat loss, you need to be focusing on building strength and muscle. So don't be rushing through your workouts. Take your time, use good form, but focus on lifting as much weight as you can. And these are the benefits that come from that. An increased metabolism, meaning it's easier to lose weight and maintain the weight loss. Means you can eat more tacos and still lose weight. That's a big win. The second thing is because you are stronger and have more muscle, just kind of as a natural byproduct of that, you're going to be feeling better and you're going to have more energy and you're going to want to increase your activity. So you're actually going to increase your activity level throughout the day as a byproduct of having more strength and muscle mass. It's also going to prevent injury, which keeps you in the game because the worst thing that can happen in terms of you reaching your fitness goals is getting injured. So strength training, proper strength training is one of the best things you can do to prevent injury. Next, it's going to stabilize your blood sugar. The working out is fantastic. It's very good for in terms of improving insulin resistance, for stabilizing your blood sugar, which makes it easier to go longer between meals, eat a little bit less at each meals. That's more on the nutrition side, but it does indirectly impact the nutrition, making it easier to lose fat. It also gives us the lean, tone, defined look that we want. If you try to lose fat without strength training, among other problems, you're just not going to have that lean, tone, defined look that you want. Many of you have experienced this. You've lost a lot of weight through nutrition or maybe nutrition and cardio, and you lost a lot of weight, but you also lost some muscle mass along the way. And so you ended up kind of a smaller, softer version of yourself, okay? Like I said earlier, it increases your energy. It also reduces stress. This is why we strength train, okay? Next is nutrition. There's three things I really want to talk about here. Four things. Calories, protein, eating real food, and then carbs / fats, okay? First is calories. Your calories are the most important thing for weight loss, okay? Calories in, calories out. I'm very, very confident that this is true all the time. Now, you may have things that are affecting how many calories you're burning, and that's a story for another day. But if you want to lose weight, you have to reduce your calories. You have to eat fewer calories than you're burning every day, period. So calories for weight loss. To drive this point home, you could eat 1,000 calories a day in Twinkies, and you would absolutely lose weight. You would also probably absolutely end up in the hospital because you're not getting any nutrition, so that's not a good idea. But in terms of weight loss, if that's all you cared about, you could lose a lot of weight if you reduced your calories eating whatever you wanted. Next is protein, okay? Protein is going to improve your body composition, okay? So the calories determines how much weight you lose, but then eating enough protein, I'm not talking about 3 pounds of steak a day. I'm not talking about 3 pounds of steak a day either, but you just need to make sure you're consuming enough protein, okay? Getting enough protein ensures that, in combination with the strength training, ensures that the weight you lose is primarily fat and not muscle, okay? That's what's going to give us that lean, tone, defined look that we want. The next is real food. So if we didn't, you could have a great body composition. You could lose a lot of weight and make sure that most of that weight was fat. You can have a lean, tone, defined look that you want if all you ate or if all you drank was protein shakes and ate candy bars, okay? That would work in terms of body composition, but it would not work in terms of health, Okay, so that's why we eat mostly real foods. Eat real foods, single ingredient foods, animals, so meat, fish, eggs, dairy products. That's another conversation for another day. But fruits and vegetables and rice and potatoes and quinoa, things like that. Single ingredient foods, not lots of Oreos and chips and sodas. Okay. The last thing is balancing carbs and fats. Everyone's a little different here. Some people like low fat, high carbs. Some people like a moderate approach, which is what we typically recommend. And some people like a high fat, low carb. This is really just a matter of consuming the right proportion of your carbs and fats so that you have the most energy, the best health, and the best recovery. And that will be a little bit different per person. The last thing I want to talk about is getting your cardio / your steps in. So the main reasons we do this, that you do cardio, that we want to make sure we're walking a lot, okay? By the way, if I had to pick one, you can do both. Both is great, but if I had to pick one, I'd say steps, okay? You will burn a lot more calories from taking 10,000 steps a day than you will from like doing 15 minutes of dedicated cardio a day, even if the steps never make you sweaty and tired and the cardio does. But both is a fantastic thing. But we do cardio and increase our steps to improve our health. It does burn more calories, but that's not even really the main reason we do it. Maybe adding in some cardio and increasing your steps will increase your fat loss by maybe 1 to 2 pounds a month, which is significant. That's 12 to 24 pounds over the year. But most of your fat loss is going to come from the nutrition in combination with the strength training. This is just the cherry on top, and it has a lot of indirect fat loss benefits. So you're healthier, you do burn more calories, but the big things, you're stabilizing your blood sugar and you're improving recovery, which means that you're going to get more out of your workouts and improve recovery, and you can go longer between meals and eat fewer calories in those meals because you have more stabilized blood sugar. Therefore, I've found that cardio does help with fat loss, but it's more of an indirect benefit than a direct benefit. Hopefully that makes sense. But guys, this is it. This is the fat loss recipe, okay? You have to have all of them. You've got to have all the ingredients. And what a lot of people do is they just focus on one. They just focus on one. And the problem is, if you just focus on one, you're going to run into issues. For example, if you just do strength training, you will build muscle. You will get a little bit leaner over time. You will improve your health, but you're not going to lose tons of fat, okay? If you just dial in your nutrition, you will lose a good bit of weight, but you will also lose a lot of muscle mass because you're not strength training. Therefore, your metabolism is going to slow down. You're not going to have that lean tone defined look that you want, etc. And if you're just doing cardio, sometimes nothing happens at all here. But even best case scenario, you're looking at you are going to lose weight, lose some fat, but you're not going to have that lean tone defined look that you want because you're not building any muscle. And that's why we strength train to build strength and muscle mass. We dial in our nutrition to lose weight, improve our body composition, and improve our health. And then we do cardio and steps to also improve our health, burn more calories, stabilize blood sugar, and improve recovery. So if you are looking to improve your body composition and to lose fat, this is your recipe.